Welcome to Columbus Metropolitan Library's Ready for Kindergarten Skill Builders. Today's focus skill is writing. This is building on our previous skill from last week of fine motor, but it's also going to talk about some of the other skills we've already covered, like letter recognition, that's easy for me to say, and print awareness. So I'm going to talk about the stages of writing that you might see in your little one and how you can support them with various activities at home. So let's start with the kind of boring educational piece, which is the stages of writing development. You might make fun of my handwriting, but I made a little whiteboard, which will help us out. So the stages of writing development for your little one. First one is going to be scribbling. This is where you're going to see kind of random lines, shapes. That's scribbling. That's a pre-emergent, pre-literate writing. The next stage is going to be letter-like forms, which is where you're going to start seeing things that are starting to look like letters. You might see lots of circles with sticks. This is early emergent writing. So we're not quite at writing yet, but we're getting there. The third stage is going to be random individual letters. The most common one will probably be your kiddo's special letter, the first letter of their name, but you'll see other strings of letters. This is officially emergent writing. The fourth stage is going to be kind of creative spelling or invented spelling. I wrote, "I love summer." This is where we're in the transitional phase where we're moving out of emergent writing and into the final stage, which is fluency, which is going to be kind of conventional writing. I love summer. So my handwriting actually isn't that great, but this gives you an idea. If you want to start practicing with your little one, I know it can be stressful. We want them to get the kid here by kindergarten, but everything your child writes has meaning. So starting, if your kiddo is scribbling, that is the perfect place to start. Start talking to them about their scribbles. Everything they do has meaning to them. So there might be a great story that goes along with that scribble. As they start doing more letter formation and start moving into that emergent writing or pre-emergent, kind of those transitional letter forms, that's a great chance to practice with them. So I have some fun scaffolding activities. You don't need a whiteboard. I'm going to use one just because I had one handy. You can do this on paper and recycle it, but give your child the opportunity to scribble, and then you could write the story of what they say below what they do. That shows them there's an association between their scribbles and actual printed words. That's one of my favorite ways to practice writing. Another good scaffolded activity is to take a piece of paper and say your kiddo really, really wants to learn their special letter. My son's special letter is the letter D. So I could do a big D on paper with a highlighter and then give him the chance to trace over it. That is a really good scaffolding activity to let your children practice the act of writing with the support of seeing a lighter version of the letter beneath. So those two are really fun ways of doing this. My number one recommendation though is start with what your kiddos are into. Talk about what they want to talk about. If they want to write a story about trucks and trains, awesome. If they want to do a princess castle and you write the story below, awesome. If you really want to practice air writing, which is just writing letters, we do this in story time all the time. Any chance where it doesn't feel like work, it just feels like fun, is going to get your kiddos more and more likely to practice this. We don't want to stress them out. We don't want to be drilling into them how important this is. It is important, but it's important that it's fun. That's their real work, is kind of learning to enjoy these important kindergarten skills. Writing is a great chance to bond with your child. It's as fun as reading because it's going to be their creative energy that's going into it. So try this at home. Try it with paper and crayons. You're going to be building on that fine motor skill we talked about last week because it is kind of hard to hold these smaller objects. But it's really critical that they start feeling that confidence, start feeling your support in this practice writing, because it won't look like yours and that might stress them out. So give them the chance to make the writing and then just talk about it. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you next week. Have a good one.